Hello there. Today I'm going to tie a small baitfish, which will imitate a small herring or something like that. It's for sea trout fishing, and this fly is called the Farand baitfish. First of all, we're going to need some blend in two different colors. The color called Mackerel and a color called Off-White. Then we're going to use a bit of flash, some glisten glow flash in silver. I'm going to use a bit of dubbing as well. The dubbing is glisten dub in the color pearl. And then finally for the head we're going to use one of the new Pro soft heads, which is a very neat, very easy way to make a very convincing looking baitfish with absolute minimum of effort. First of all, we're going to take some lead wire, just a small piece. And then we're gonna balance this fly by adding the lead wire to the bottom, to the underside of the hook. I've turned this fly, this hook upside down, and it's because this has a very good effect on the percentage of hooked fish, and also it conceals the hook inside the wing. So I'm taking 3 strands of 0.20 lead wire, and I'm tying these 3 threads in so they are lying on the underside of the fly, which is actually the top side of the hook. Like this. This has, of course, the effect that it will make the fly go the right way, upside down in the water, but it also has another effect, which is equally important. The other effect this has is that by adding weight to the fly, I actually secures or makes it easier for me to fish this fly the way I like to fish it. Because when I fish for sea trout on the coastline, I fish at a rather high speed. My retrieve of the fly is in a very fast pace, because the sea trout is a hunter and it likes to hunt, and nothing that the sea trout eats won't try to escape at great speeds when they see a sea trout coming. So in order to fish your fly naturally, I would say that you have to fish your fly in a rather high tempo. So, alright, what we do now is we take a bit of this glisten dub in pearl and just mesh that on your thread and make a small thin body from this. This is a very flashy material, so it looks good in the water as well. This is mainly just to cover the lead wire, but it gives the fly a nice effect as well. Like this. A little more. I'll apply a little more. This fly is quite easy to make. It takes a very short while to tie, but it looks like a million both in the water and in your fly box. So it's well worth the effort. I'm gonna take a small bundle of this Farand. Farand is a pretty nice material, both for baitfish flies, but also for pike flies. And I'm gonna tie this Farand here so it covers the hook, like that. And the base I'm gonna use is the color Off-White. Whoops. Applying some thread to make it stick, to make it last, to make the fly stronger, like this. And I'm just gonna let it hang. This is a bit longer than I'm actually gonna be using it for the finished fly. Then I take another small bundle here. No, that's actually too much. I think half of this for the second layer will be sufficient, like that. Tie that in as well. Cut it off, like so. Alright, I'm gonna cut this a little more clean, I think. Like that. Good. Then I'm gonna take some glisten glow flash. This is a very crinkled flash that has a very good effect in the water. It's very lively, and it really stands out. So it's easy to see. That's why I'm not going to use too much of it, because there is some flash material already in the Farand blend. That's one of the features of the Farand blend. It's a nice synthetic fiber mixed with some flash strings. Good. I'm gonna take about 3 or 4 strands of these spread them out a bit, like that, tie it down, and then turn these other strands around, so I'll get the double amount. This also secures that the flash is securely fastened. Good, like that. Alright, and then we're ready for the top wing. The top wing is it's also steel blend, but in a color called Mackerel, which is one of the most awesome colors I've ever seen for making backs on baitfish. This looks very, very good. It's not black, because black often is, I think, is a bit too extreme. There are some black fibers mixed with some green and some blue ones, and the overall effect and the overall look of this is very, very good. So, okay, here goes. So I'm gonna take this in full length, as you can see. It's a rather long material, and then I'm gonna tie it in at almost exactly the middle, like this. Like that. Then I'm gonna make my... whoops. That was not supposed to happen. Oh, you know, shit happens. Like that. And then I'm gonna make my whip finish here, because I'm gonna show you a trick that you can do with these soft heads. Like that. Hold everything in place. Cut that off. And then I'm gonna take one of these small soft heads. The reason why I keep this dangling out in front is because when I take this soft head and apply this to the fly, this small head, the best effect you get is if you just take this part that is sticking out in front and turn it over and then apply the soft head, because then your head on the fly will be filled like that. Just gonna apply some glue to the front of this so my soft head will stay on there. You could use UV glue, or you can use I don't know what this is. This is called super attack glue. I don't know the English words, but it works. Loctite super glue. So I'm gonna take a bit of this. I don't think the other one I took was open yet. Like that. Apply a small amount of that, and then add my soft head, like so. And so you have your soft head, and your fly is almost done, because this is a rather long fly now. So I'm taking it out of my vise, like this, and then I'm cutting it into shape. And again, I'm using not cutting straight through, but using you could call it a hairdresser's touch or something like that, to make sure that your fly gets the right size, but still it's not gonna be cut straight through. See, it's still a bit long for my taste. I'm gonna cut some more. Something like that. So I make it. I'm making the wing tapered. Like that. And then the last thing you need to do is you need to take your super glue, and then in this soft head there is a small groove that is designed to put in an eye. So I'm gonna put a very small amount of glue in here, like that. Then I'm gonna take an eye that fits. They are made so they are designed so that they fit 3D eyes in different diameters, and this extra small size fits the 4mm diameter's eyes. And then I drop in my eyes, and then the fly is done. Of course, I have to do that on the other side as well, but you wouldn't be able to see that, but I'm gonna do it anyway, like that. Small drop, and then put in the eye, and you have a done fly. The Steve Farah baitfish. I'm gonna cut a bit more off up here, I think, like that, make it a little more streamlined. The Steve Farah baitfish, a very, very neat fly that can be used for almost any species. I bet you a bonefish would take this as well, or a Jack Crevalle or something like that, or even roosterfish, and seatrouts definitely, also cod and stuff like that. Any fish that feeds on small baitfish, you can use this fly to imitate the small baitfish. It's simple, it's effective, it looks very, very nice in the water, and yeah, well, that's it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for now.